How's everybody doing out there? Hope all is well. Hope everybody's doing good. And I'm just back here for another one. Appreciate all of the support for the people that have supported me on Twitter, YouTube, and so forth. I know I got a couple few good friends, subscribers, and I'm just trying to get that count up. But right now, I'm just pushing. It's more just about not less necessarily just content, but just getting on here and talking, and seeing how we can add value to each other and so forth. So that's pretty much what this YouTube's be about. These platforms is, trying to see how we can help each other and all that good stuff. So my get all my stuff together and then talk. Y'all read books out there? I hope y'all read out there. They say reading is good for the mind. Not only do y'all, I know y'all out there eating right, but your parents, I get that part. Staying in the gym, all of that part, I get that. And then feeding the mind, all of it also too. So y'all should at least be trying to read books and all that good stuff. So I was reading this one book about protect your peace, and nowadays, we looked at 2024, the madness. You got all of these LA fires going. There's just so much crap going on. I've been touching on these topics about black men and black women and the confrontation on how we can do things different. But yeah, so this book I was looking at, is called Protect Your Peace. And the irony is, it says, is basically 9 unapologetic principles for thriving in a chaotic world. So some of the things they were talking about is basically, like there's a constant battle both between the internal and the external. And so, everybody faces this. That jeopardize or could get in the way of your peace. So you gotta be able to conquer that stuff. And I know a lot of y'all be in relationships, and sometimes the other person in a relationship, they ain't on the same page with you. So break it off, and then that's drama. Now your peace is out the window. Now you got to deal with trying to repair yourself and move on from that relationship and all of that stuff. So really think about what comes to the mind when you think of the greatest wealth in the world, like dollars, celebrities, um, get that blue check on Twitter, X, Facebook. I don't think Facebook got it, but getting that blue check saying that you're somebody, you got credentials, you verified who you are and all that good stuff. Let's see here. I was looking at this book, and this person was talking about how for many years of their life, they were programmed to think the way they were, and that's based on how they was raised. So it was a part of their age that they lived in. And basically, it's part of the age they lived in. So it isn't ironic that although there is a heavy cost that goes along with each of them items listed above, your inner peace that you cannot see or hold in the palm of your hand is what's truly priceless. That's basically what they're saying. So peace does not depend on everything going on around you. It depends on what is going on inside of you, and that's really what all of that boils down to. So I don't know, I was just reading through here. So just looking at protecting that's a big thing nowadays, your energy. It's the same thing, right? Peace, your energy. That's all the same thing. Look at James, thing uncomfortable. I got my shirt tucked in. But protecting your energy. So energy is everything, right? it should be protected by any means necessary, whatever you need to do to protect it. So, like I said, energy is everything. It's just basically whatever you got to do to protect that energy. It should be protected by any. Um, it's our most precious resource, so it deserves the utmost respect, and this is vital to your life. So, because the more you tolerate from the world, the more you separate yourself from your inner peace. So think of protecting your energy as a safeguard, and like the circles around yourself. And um, in this circle, your energy isn't wasted, but used wisely on what truly matters to you. This is the kind of life worth living. So basically, what this person is saying is that your energy, your peace is vital to your life. So protecting it is important. And just imagine drawing a circle around it where you can protect it. And that's basically just can you visualize or vision drawing a circle around it and protecting it. So you should value yourself. Uh, so think about it. Let's keep it real. Let's keep it 100. But the world comes at us fast these days. Demands and requests pouring the left and coming from the left and the right, from our work and communities, from our friends and families, from complete strangers, people we meet online and social media, Facebook, Twitter, X, TikTok, Instagram, all of those. So basically, um, these demands often come in with no regard to whether or not they're good for us or something that's going to change or be the best for us. They're from people who want your time, your money, your friendship, your energy, and ultimately, that's going to dip into your peace. So, the more you let these requests and demands and move in, the more you give yourself away, basically. So that's why you got to think about how you can protect it, because you got all of this stuff you come in encounter with. So find ways to protect it based on all these things that I'm naming. So the more you let these requests and demands in, the more you give yourself away. So keep doing this, and then one day, boom, it just could, it could be catastrophic, or it could you just blow up, or you just get that moment where you just can't take it no more because it's so much. And I understand that's why sometimes people walk away from their social media. They close it, walk away from it because it gets overwhelming. It's so much. It takes away from your energy and your peace, and that's really what it's doing. This person was talking about how there was a time in their life when they were spread too thin. So trying to take care of situations over here, people over there, and issues somewhere in between, trying to be everything everyone wanted him to be, or her to be, I'm sorry. But her life gained so much clarity when she began to feel the power in setting boundaries. When she claimed the right to say, nah, I ain't feeling that. Nah, I ain't doing that. Nope, we not doing that. I've seen people online say that. They'll post stuff like, look, I'm protecting my energy today. Nope, I'm moving on from that. I'm not doing this. I'm not doing that. So, but trying to be everything and everyone wanted you to be can be overwhelming. But their life gained so much clarity when they began to feel the power in setting, and like I said about setting those boundaries. So they put boundaries in place so that they could live basically live their best life. Like I say, we living your best life. That's a part of living your best life too. Not just going out kicking it, hookah, party, drink, smoke, club, friends. Protecting your peace, protecting your most important asset. So that's living your best life also, when you can protect that and you can find ways to keep that under wrap and put that circle or that bubble or whatever you call it around it. So so by putting that boundary around, some people kind of took offense to it, because now you're walking around here and you protect it. So you're watching your well-being. You watching your protecting your energy. So some people saw it as being cold, distant, or unhelpful, and that's fine. That was fine with this person because they developed the skill so that they could live their best life. And if living their best life offends people, then basically you saying I don't need to be around you. So if me or you living your best life, protecting your energy, and being not dealing with certain things offends people or rubs them the wrong way, then like basically one or two things: either they can handle it, deal with it, or just move on, and y'all just ain't meant to, do whatever. You know what I'm saying? So that's how that goes. So so let's get. They said let's get one thing out of the way. I'm going to challenge you, or challenge yourself, and straight up, if this was easy, we wouldn't be having this conversation. Everybody would be doing it. Everybody wouldn't be going through what they go through. So, so you're gonna need basically thick skin. I always used to say I had somewhat thick skin. I ain't never been. I mean, everybody got feelings, but I always claim to be like, look, man, I get over stuff, and with thick skin usually means is you get past, you deal with stuff. But I guess sometimes that's not always good either. Is you constantly encountering stuff, so you have to have thick skin instead of getting away from it. But having thick skin is has always been kind of like my memo. I get over it, get past it, and but like I said, everybody got feelings. Everybody gonna deal with some stuff, and some stuff gonna make somebody get in their feelings and so forth. But if you've already had that thick skin, then that's good. Uh, we can find a way with this book basically trying to help you add that to your bag. You want to build that bag up. Everybody say I'm in my bag. You in your bag. Get your bag right. Your energy, your peace is part of in your bag. You know what I'm saying? So you got to flip the script. First of those tough truths is many of us are professional people pleasers, or triple P's as we like to call them. Triple P's, worried about what other people think, and easily manipulated by the perception that they're letting someone down. So, but when you seek to, and that's usually when it comes to family. I mean, sometimes people are like that with their coworkers, maybe their boss, their manager, but you don't really have to be no people pleaser with your manager. I've always said, and it's always worked for me, as long as I'm doing what I'm supposed to do, putting in that work, making things happen, and sometimes, going above and beyond, then hey, we don't have to have no friendship. I ain't gotta be kissing up to you or doing none of that. I'm doing what I'm supposed to do and productive. You happy with my production, my what I'm putting out, and that's where we can keep it at that. So I know I had said something like that before, that I got a small circle. So a lot of times at work, I ain't, you know, bumping elbows with everybody. So sometimes, like this book was saying, protecting your peace. Sometimes it rubs people the wrong way. People get offended, but hey, that's for my best interest. And I'm not gonna come in and be mean to you. I speak to you, good morning, all of that. But one thing I ain't gonna do is we might not be getting all into that, buddy buddy or hanging out after work and all of that good stuff. So if you if you're a regional manager, or you're a co-worker or a subordinate, that's how I keep it. I keep it real with all the same people. I keep the same memo, the same way with everybody. So, but when you seek to please others above even yourselves, it almost leads to being drained, burnt out, or feeling stuck. So when you give it all away to others and leaving nothing in the tank for yourselves, how do you you know how do you do that? So I'll play some clips here. So take a look at these clips, and then I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna finish with this book.
I want you to be in a position of power because you are powerful. And I think that's the problem with letting people have access to us, is that we start to almost feel powerless. It's like I can't say no. This person always knocks my door and I feel like I have to open the door and let them in. You do not need to give everyone access to you, your home, your information, and your peace of mind. Hey there, gorgeous, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. And if you're a returning subscriber, welcome back, my gorgeous babe. So today we're going into the topic of giving people access to you. What I mean by this is if you have ever been in a situation where you realize that every time a particular person or individuals come into your space, come into your personal space, maybe interact with you on the phone, if you have come to a point where you notice that every time you have an interaction with them, it never ends well, or you end up feeling very heavy, they end up maybe trauma dumping on you, or you just feel like that interaction had no benefit whatsoever and it was just a waste of time, then this video is for you, because I have personally been there many times, not knowing how to set boundaries, not knowing how to say no, not knowing how to limit that person's access to me, and that cost me a lot of time, a lot of energy. It became draining. And honestly, with certain individuals, I felt like I started to get PTSD every time the phone would ring. And I'm like, oh my God, it's them again. Or I know that I'll have to meet them at a gathering or a social event. And I'm just like, I don't even know if I can do it, because I knew that I hadn't laid the strong foundation and the boundaries to make this person know that this is the limit. I'm here, you're here, don't cross this, right? So if you have been in that situation yourself, then this is a video that hopefully will give you some nuggets that could be helpful going forward, okay? Because your access is expensive, and honey, you should add some tax on top of that too, okay? To keep breaking the promises that you even made to yourself. So you made a promise to say, I'm not going to speak to this person past a certain time, because every time I speak to them, I'm not even able to go to bed because my mind is racing thinking about what they've just said to me. You know, maybe you've even broken promises to yourself just to facilitate this individual. And people who tend to be almost like leeches, like energy leeches, right? Or energy vampires, as we call them, right? They sometimes almost have a radar for people who are willing to listen to their mess. I said it. They have a radar for people who are good listeners and people who are empathetic and people who are compassionate. And honestly, they are attracted to you like a moth to flame. But following through with the boundaries you've set, that's the hard part. And I think the trick that eventually helped me is by narrating it to yourself and saying, by setting these boundaries, I am protecting my peace. Because I think you need to put some weight on those boundaries in order for them to really stick and in order for you to even be more assertive with your boundaries. You know, I'm putting these boundaries in place to protect my peace. I am putting these boundaries in place because I love and like myself. Now, that may be difficult because liking and loving ourselves is a challenge and a constant challenge for some of us, right? And we're going to talk about that in a different video. But I am putting these boundaries in place because I like and love myself, okay? And I'm entitled to like and love myself. Thank you very much. Yeah. And I'm setting these boundaries in place because I value those who value me. I did not say I value those who I value, although they don't value me. I said I value those who value me because I value me too. But if you have somebody who does not value you, your time, your peace of mind, your mental health, then those boundaries will not stick. So these are the things that we need to think about when we're talking about setting boundaries. Do you love yourself enough to set that boundary and to stick to it? Do you cherish your time and your energy so much so that you will protect it? Right? You need to really think about this. And that's why I think if you broke it down to those three segments when you're setting your boundary, you will start to interact with it a lot better than you do when you just almost mechanically say, I'm setting a boundary. When you walk away or turn off this video, I want you to be in a position of power because you are powerful. And I think that's the problem with letting people have access to us, is that we start to almost feel powerless. It's like, I can't say no. This person always knocks my door and I feel like I have to open the door and let them in. You do not need to give everyone access to you, your home, your information, and your peace of mind. You don't have to. And you're not required to, you're not obligated to. And So be selective about the information that you share and who you share it to. Better yet, take a journal, write it down. If you need to be coded about it, be coded about it. So if it does get discovered at some point, it will not be held against you. But all I can say is there are other means to share your information if you feel like you need to talk. If it's not a trusted friend, it's your journal, it's your voice notes, it's your therapist that is paid to keep your information under wraps. Okay? Just saying. And if all those fail, the first point of call should have really been God. Pray, speak to God, go into prayer, something. Just do not overshare. Okay? So another way to limit access or limit people's access to you is that if and when you are faced by a situation where you do have to interact with people that you may not typically interact with, the best way to deal with this, honestly, is just by staying calm. Stay calm, deal with them, speak to them, practice active listening, interact with them, but make sure that you do not get too invested in the conversation and you remain detached. Because what that will do is if you do have somebody who is kind of person who's susceptible to kind of like verbal diarrhea and just talking, and they don't necessarily care about the person that's listening, what that will do is that as they see you staying calm and detached from a conversation, it may actually deter them from oversharing because they start to notice that you're not really feeding into what they're saying. And this is a very good way to kind of keep away those energy vampires at the same time, because it's like, oh no, this person is practicing active listening, but the way they're calm and acting detached from me, I don't really feel like I can get that energy that I want from them. Because some of these people, they speak to you and they tell you the things that they tell you because you almost act as a sponge. You act as if you are a sponge, kind of like absorbing all their information because at that point you're attached. And they like that because it feels like somebody is listening to them. First of all, my gorgeous friend, let me tell you this. We are not here to play free therapist. Therapists are there for a reason. Psychologists and what have you are there for a reason. That service is available to those who are able to pay for it.
All right, here we're back. I'm gonna go back over, read back through this book here. Just got a chance to look at some of these videos here, but basically, just kind of getting back to where we left off at. So, how do you know if you've been there or you've been there? I believe this person said they believe they have one of the bigger hearts out there, and before they figured out how to create boundaries for themselves. And when I say, how do you feel that you, when I say, how do you believe that you've been there, meaning burnt out, drained, or just too much from giving up your peace. So ways to before you can figure out how to protect your own peace. This person used to get in a lot of trouble, and but now they figured it out. They uh, refuse to let their peace and their energy get tainted. So how did they do it? So first of all, it was a must for them to grow emotional intelligence. That's the big word now. Emotional intelligence in the workforce. Um, Emotional intelligence, and it was a must for them to figure out how to not only create but stand firm on their boundaries. As they like to say, I love helping people with their problems until their problems become your problem. And this is usually family. So family members, you helping people until now all of a sudden their problems become your problems, and then now you got an issue. Now it might step into your peace. Now I start messing with your energy. So you just gotta find a way to pick your battles. I mean, you want to help your people, but you just gotta find a way to pick your battles and understand that what getting into it, what it might bring. So um, I mean, I like helping people with their problems until but you just gotta know when to back out or let them say, look, you need to take this over for yourself. But this person was saying they believe many of us struggle with setting boundaries because we worry too much about, like what we said before, worried about too much about people think. Worrying, you had that guilt trip, your first cousins, your sisters, your brothers. Worry is the reason why people don't set boundaries. Guilt is the main reason. People don't set firm on them. Our ideas about self-worth more often come from others, how others see ourselves. So, but that's sad, but that's true. Others see us from how we see ourselves. If we were programmed this way, basically, if just basically, you said we were programmed this way, but we decided to look at what we want instead of what others want us to. It opens up to feelings where letting people down and failing to live up to their expectations. We start to feel we have to choose what they want over what we want in order to avoid their painful and guilty feeling. So that's again, others see us from how we see ourselves. So do you battle with these negative feelings? You got to ask yourself that. So do you worry that you letting people down? Do you feel guilty when you can't show up for someone when they ask for you because you are choosing to show up for you? Or when you stepping back and showing up for you, do they, you feel guilty? Do they get upset? If so, you have to come to the right place. Our first order of business in protect your peace process is to flip that script on them completely. 100, 100, 360, whatever, however you want to do it, say flip it. You got to flip it on them. And so once you flip that script, then when you feel worry or guilt, it's not all the way bad because it means that you really care. So you have a big heart and you're connected to the people around you. But what about yourself? You know what I'm saying? So don't you deserve that same level of care and connection with yourself. And pouring that love into others can't last when you are consistently pouring it back into yourself first. So basically, often we say yes when our energy is telling us to say no. We say sure when we aren't sure. But some of us feels what we need to do is in order to keep the peace. But let me ask you something. So basically, that's what they saying. Let me ask you something. Are you really keeping the peace when you throw your own peace out of the window to help somebody out or to be involved in something you don't really need to be involved with? Does it make sense to help others keep their peace when doing that is direct cause of eliminating your peace? So
access to you is your most prized possession by a long shot. And the more access people have to you, the more that they feel like they can just take advantage of you. The more they feel like they can just, do whatever. Because, I'm always have access to you. It's just like in a dating game. Like as a woman, like when you out there and you vetting men and you dating men and being courted and things of that nature, like exclusivity is important. You don't want to give a man too much access to you before he earned it. Because he's gonna just take that for granted. He's just gonna, okay, I got it in my back pocket. I can do whatever I want, and then I can be able to come back around to her and, still be accepted, and there not be no consequences or whatever the case may be. So he gonna handle you like that. You see what I'm saying? But if you, guard your access, guard your exclusivity, then he gonna feel privileged to be there. Because for one, he knows that every dude ain't got access to you, and for two, he knows that if he don't act right, he won't have access to you, and he's gonna move accordingly. 217 on the track, man. Move to the left a little. Word. Pull up. Play the fiddle. Hey. Up. 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 217 on the track, man. Move to the left a little. Word. Pull up. Play the fiddle. Hey. Up. 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 217 on the track, man. Move to the left a little. Word. Pull up. Play the fiddle. Hey. Up. 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 217 on the track, man. Move to the left a little. Word. Pull up. Play the fiddle. Hey. Up. 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 217.
A major part of self-mastery is not allowing the chaos that's going on around you to affect what's going on in you.
And based on my self-mastery journey in life, that has probably been the most difficult thing that I'm still trying to master, is to not allow the outside noise and to not allow the effects of what other.
As you go into this season, understand that you have to be the protector of your peace. You have to be the protector of your joy. You have to be the guarder of your heart, okay? Don't let anything and anyone come and steal your joy, your peace. Your home is to be your sanctuary. It is your resting place. It is your launching pad. And if you do not protect your space, the enemy will run through it like a storm, okay? Understand, you have the control over your environment. You have the control over your space. You have control over your peace. Start to exercise it and let nothing and no one disturb the peace that passes all understanding. I know that's been your friend for 20 plus years, but you know that friend ain't no good for your life. Release what doesn't bring you peace. I know that's your family and it's hard, but you know your family has been talking down to you. Release what doesn't bring you peace. Because what you don't release will increase. Protect your peace. Release what doesn't bring you peace. I know that's been your friend for 20 plus years, but you know that friend ain't no good for your life. Release what doesn't bring you peace. I know that's your family and it's hard, but you know your family has been talking down to you. Release what doesn't bring you peace. Because what you don't release will increase. Protect your peace.
Try to remember that the places and the people that we choose to be around, at the end of the day, have a lot to do with the outcome of how we're going to be feeling. So try and remember to take care of yourself. Pour in that love. Pour in all that you need to do for yourself to make sure that you get through the day. There will be obstacles. There will be adversity that you're going to encounter. This is not brand new. Try to get used to learning how to find ways to resolve these problems when they come at you. Peace and love, and have a great day, guys. Until next time.
They'll speak down in your name, right? They'll disrespect you. They'll undermine everything you do. They'll never support anything you do. They'll try to manipulate you and everything. So being the smart person that you are, you know that fighting these people is worthless, pretty much, right? It's pointless. Like, you're not going to get anywhere fighting these people or this person, whatever it is, because they're deranged, right? And so you're like, okay, I'm just going to stay away. This person clearly doesn't respect me, so I'm just going to stay away, right? Boom, I'm going to close the door. I'm going to block them. And the next thing you know, they still keep coming into your life. They try to creep their way into your life, and you're probably like, this doesn't make any sense, because it's like, whenever you do end up chilling with this person or whoever these people are, you get disrespected, right? Like, whenever you speak any form of intelligence or any goals that you have or anything, you're just going to get shut down, right? So you're probably like, okay, these people are useless for me, and not in a bad way, but they're useless for me. They're disrespecting me. So I'm going to mind my own business. I'm just going to do my own thing. I'm already doing good. I'm not going to waste my time with these people or this person, right? But then they keep coming back. Whenever you're around, they immediately get the urge to put you down, right? But they don't even know why they want to do it, because it's a spiritual war. So they get the urge to put you down and try to make themselves higher than you, right? They want to make themselves be superior to you. And the reason these people do that is because they'll never say it, but any envious person views you as superior, right? And no person is more superior than the other, but these are all things that people do. They view people and where they're at in life or whatever, or who they are. So this is the reason why these people don't leave you alone. So an envious person is pretty much obsessed with you and hates you. It's a love and hate thing. They really want to be you, but they can't. So whenever they go around you, they're gonna put you down, but also they're gonna want to stick to you like kind of like a parasite, right? They're going to stick to you like a parasite. And for a long time, and this is my case too, I've never known, or I was oblivious to it, right? Because I was more naive. I was oblivious to it because jealous people also lie a lot. They try to make you feel good, but then you see the opposite side of it, and then you're like, wait, hold up. So it's all like mental trickery, right? Like gaslighting.
and they try to get in your head, and like whenever you're around them, it's just draining. Like you're just like, this person's like just like that's the only way to put it. When you're around someone who's envious or who's narcissistic, you just want to like brush your body off. You're like, this person is just nasty. Like something's just weird about them, right? And you're someone who's genuinely kind, so this is the reason why you probably had plenty of envious people make their way into your life, because you have empathy. So whenever they go through something that's like bad, or like they need help with something, you quickly help because you're like, I know how to get through it and I'll help you with it. But these people are really ungrateful people and everything, so they only want to take from you, right? They want to take. So you have a lot to give, and you're a person who's big. I'm not talking about just literally big, or you may be big, you might be taller or something, but you're a big person, right? You're a person with goals. You're a person with dreams. You have a purpose. You just have a purpose to it, right? I mean, you have a purpose to your life, right? And these people see that, so you don't take anything I say seriously, and you undermine everything. It's like, why do you want to chill then? So this is how it goes when you're chilling with someone who's narcissistic, or like narcissistic people. It doesn't make any sense. You're like, what is wrong?
Only ever always invited because of this version of me. And the version of you could be the version that was always putting yourself last. So it's like anytime you're around this environment, you have to check into the person that's putting yourself last. You have to check into the person that won't speak up when there's a certain topic that comes up. You have to check into the person that shuts your mouth when that other person walks in the room and they're going to act obnoxious, but just to keep somewhat of the peace, you just have to, like, I can go down the whole list, but there's just moments that we do that with. And yeah, there's going to be times where, use your discernment, right? Like where it is going to be super like, I was only ever always invited because of this version of me.
Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Dr. Adija Ogunyemi. Thank you so much for joining me again today on another video. On this channel, I share content about mental health, social work, lifestyle, wellness, and everything in between, because like I always say, a millennial social worker is multifaceted. I want to talk about mental health hygiene at work. Now, what is mental health hygiene at work? Mental health hygiene at work are those everyday wellness practices that are a necessary part of our day-to-day work life. We will also talk about mental health versus mental illnesses. Mental health, by definition, is a state of well-being in which an individual realizes their own potential, is able to work productively, is able to cope with the normal everyday stressors, and is able to make meaningful contributions to their society. So anything that threatens our mental health is a risk factor for developing mental illnesses. Mental illnesses are a wide range of disorders that affects our mood, our behavior, and our thinking. For a lot of people, especially in America, work is a huge part of their identity. So if they're having issues at work, it will more than likely begin to affect their personal life. So because work is a huge part of who we are as Americans, how then do we maintain a mental health hygiene at work? Is that some of us, our desk, they look very interesting. They look very interesting, and they're heavily cluttered. One thing that we need to note is that physical clutter translates to mental clutter. That is why maybe in your room you might have several different things in your room. Things are just not in the places that they should be. You will find that you may not be able to find rest easily when you're in your room, when it's time for you to go to bed. That is because that physical clutter is translating into mental clutter for you. The same thing goes into our desk space, our workspace. If you have a whole bunch of files everywhere, things are just not in order, it makes you feel like you're not organized. It makes you feel like you're always having to catch up with something. It makes you feel like there's so much that you have to do, whereas all you have to do is organize your things so you know what is priority and what can wait till later. Plan your day and your work activities accordingly, in accordance to their priority, right?
There's some things that you might have to do that it's very important. So maybe you can do something in the sense of, okay, Monday through Wednesday during my work week, I deal with the things that are high priority. And then on Thursdays and Fridays, I follow up with things and circle back and all of those things with other people that I'm working with to see how the project is going. Find ways to stay organized, because when you stay organized, you're protecting your peace at work. Another thing that I want to talk about is the importance of taking a break. Many people that know me personally and professionally, they know that I am a huge advocate for taking a break, taking a lunch break, taking a stretch break, whatever break that it is that you need. We're human beings, we're not machines. Even machines need to get tuned up from time to time. So make sure that you take a break, take your lunch break. When it's time for you to eat, go eat. Don't sit at your desk and eat while you work. You're not really taking a true break. Go somewhere else, whether you go to the cafeteria, the lunchroom, if you're at home, your kitchen, or you go to a nearby diner, Panera Bread, Starbucks, all of those places are around in many communities. Go take a break somewhere else. That way it allows you to remove your focus from work for some time so that you can come back refreshed and ready to carry on the rest of your day.
So today's video is going to talk about how to create peace every day in your life, regardless of what is happening, regardless of outside factors. But first, what does it mean to protect your peace? Well, protecting your peace is all about caring for yourself physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. And it is really up to you to define what peace looks like for you in your everyday life. Keep in mind that protecting your peace is a lifelong journey. It's not something that you do once and then it just happens to go on forever. You have to be intentional about protecting your peace. And as you grow and you evolve, your idea of protecting your peace, what protecting your peace means to you, might change, and that's perfectly fine too. In addition, when you're able to develop the skills to protect your peace, you're able to improve your overall well-being mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually, and that in turn can improve your overall health and well-being, needs, feelings, goals, and more. And so it's important to set boundaries with people around you to protect your peace. So for example, let's say you enjoy going out to eat and you go out to eat often with a friend. However, this friend always wants to split the bill 50-50, but she always orders so much more than you. One way to set a boundary to protect your peace is to tell him or her in advance that, hey, listen, we're going to go out to eat, but I'm only going to pay for what I order if you don't mind. That is one way, a nice way to set a boundary and protect your peace. So from stress at work to nerve-wracking headlines in the news to rude comments from strangers online, it can get difficult to protect your peace. However, it is really important that we find ways to protect our peace for everyday peace of mind.
So you gotta challenge yourself straight up. You know, if this was easy, everybody would be doing it, but and we wouldn't be having this conversation like I said before. So let the real ones in. If you have people pleasing tendencies, you've been giving people unrestricted access to your time and energy, you're not protecting yourself. So it's no wonder you're feeling drained and depleted. Now think about an old castle for a minute. Like, it has walls, towers, a deep moat, what do they call it, moat, whatever it is. But there's also a drawbridge to let people in at that right time and under those right circumstances. No more unwelcome surprises, visitors, right? So let's keep it, you know. So let's find a way to keep that peace. I mean, let me see here. But sometimes you got to remember, and this is kind of in closing, I don't want to talk about it, but you got to think about it. Sometimes when you say no to something that you really don't want to do, you're actually saying yes to yourself. So learning to say no is actually saying yes to yourself. So, and then you will deserve that yes on occasion. So, I mean, it's not saying be completely selfish, because that's a whole nother thing nowadays with the generations. It's just me all the time. It can't be about you all the time. But you also have to know how to protect your peace. And like I was saying, you know when to say no. So, but if this was helpful, I mean, I'm like I said, I'm gonna keep this thing moving. Y'all, please, I'll just hit the likes. If for the ones that haven't subscribed yet, subscribe. But like I said, if this was helpful, put some of the notes. I'm trying to get something going where we can do like a live and have some discussions and talk about a lot of this stuff. I know. I mean, I went to school. I went to school. I got my bachelor's degree, a master's degree. So I study a lot of business. Also I remember studying a lot of psychology. And it's just kind of cool to kind of go back to some of this stuff and look at some of the stuff I learned in school about managing and dealing with people and the psychology of people and what they need to keep their motor going. So like I said, I want to get back to this, but I just hope everybody keeps it going. Enjoy your day. Um, Keep the peace. And I always say, I hope all y'all keep it all going, all well. Stay fit, stay healthy. Try to eat the right things. But I'm gonna get back out of here. And but until then, I'm gonna say peace. It's been a good one here. Check y'all out later. Later, deuces.